everyone. My name is Jiles with 180 Leadership Coaching. And today I want to thank Dr. Elizabeth Carter for giving me the opportunity to speak to you on a subject that is very near and dear to me. Today, we're speaking on the Elevate Your Value Summit. And everyone wants to receive value. Everybody wants to know that they provide some kind of value, especially to an organization, to the family, to your friends, to your groups, whatever the case may be. Elevating yourself is the key. But today I want to talk to you about leadership. Leadership, what is it? How do we define leadership? What does leadership mean? Because if you talk to different people, people will give you different ways that they want to express how they interpret leaders and leadership, right? But let's get down to it. Leadership is the act of creating a vision and inspiring others to follow and contribute to the vision. That is what leaders should strive to do. Create the vision to where others want to achieve it together. Now, today I want to talk to you about 3 leadership styles for a healthy organization. Now, you may say, well, Nick, there's so many leadership styles. That's true. But the 3 that I'm going to give you today, those leadership styles, is to help simplify things to where you can pick those, figure out where you need to put those, depending on the situations that you're in, and then you can go and reach for those other leadership styles, right? Now, back in 2009, I was a military training instructor in the Air Force, which is the same thing as a drill sergeant, same thing. But when I was a military training instructor, I had gone through all the training. I did everything that I was supposed to do, months and months of training. And then they said, well, we're going to do OJT, on the job training. And I was excited. I was super excited because everything that I learned in school to be a drill sergeant, I was now able to apply to the people I was training. Just like many people in our organizations now, they go through different leadership trainings, management trainings, human resources, whatever the case may be. You go through so many different types of training. And then when it's time for you to go solo, when you're on your own, you're providing those services for other people, whatever it may be, do you continue with the same training that you received that made you better or that elevated your expertise? Well, back in 2009, after I had finished my on-the-job training, they said, well, we're going to have a board. And this board is to certify you as a military training instructor and to where you can go out and do all of the training on your own. I said, yes, that's exactly what I want to do, because I wanted to be on my own. I wanted to take the reins and I wanted to show them exactly what Nick could do. So I got my first few, let's say, trainees, right? And I got them, and when they got off the bus, I said, I'm going to train them the best way I can. And so I took every single step in order to micromanage everything that they did. I micromanaged them. They couldn't do a thing without my approval and making sure that I knew exactly what it was that they was doing. And when we would have our meetings at the end of the day, I rarely gave them a chance to speak. I didn't give them a chance to speak. I didn't listen to a lot of things that they were trying to explain to me, because I thought that in the leadership role that I was given, that I had to be in charge. I thought that everything was on me. Many managers, leaders in your organizations, they feel the same way. They think that everything is on them and they have to micromanage and nitpick at every single thing that you do. Or maybe you could be that leader. At that time, I was in an autocratic leadership mode. See, the autocratic leadership style, that helps a lot of people, especially if you have a team who are having a hard time reaching a goal. If you have certain individuals that are having a hard time staying focused or getting things done in the timely manner. They're late on suspenses. They're coming in late. There may be people who are very new to the organization that you may need to micromanage until they are good on their own. And that's what I did. But ladies and gentlemen, the thing that I want to tell you is, although the autocratic leadership style is a very good tool to use, a very good style to use, especially when it comes to training, it's not the best form of training. It's not the best form of leadership. And it took me a while until I understood what was going on with the people that I was training. And while I was training them, I found that they were becoming more chaotic. They were arguing with each other. Because in the autocratic leadership style, what a lot of people don't understand is that when you are in the autocratic leadership style, you are promoting an aggressive and possibly a toxic environment in your organization. And here's another thing. Another study was done that said that those who have a position or those with a higher education will be more aggressive towards the other people in the group. So what does that mean? If you were trying to promote teamwork, team cohesion, then that may not be the best style for you. How did I know that I was in the wrong leadership style? The trainer that I had previous to me getting into this flight, he said, "Hey, Sergeant Jiles, you've gone through school, you was trained by me, but what is going on with your flight?" And I said, "Well, sir, my flight is doing fantastic. Look at my numbers. Everything is going up the way that we want them to be." Just like in our organizations, you have people who are more worried about the numbers, people who are more worried about the revenue, your annual revenue. What are the numbers looking like? What are our sales looking like? Instead of the people and the performance. And he said, "I need you to take the weekend. I want you to take the weekend off and you come back on Monday ready to go." Now, I wasn't going to lie I wasn't going to lie and say, "Oh, I didn't need the time off," because you're working 18 hours a day, especially with a brand new group of individuals. So I said, "Okay, I will take the time off," one, because I needed to do laundry and I just needed to rest. I needed to recharge my battery. And he said, "Come back Monday, ready to go, and you'll be fine." I said, "Okay." So I get up on Monday morning, I'm bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, I'm ready to go in because I am rejuvenated. And I still have in my mind that I am doing the best that I can until I hit the door. And when I hit that door, the only thing that I heard was a lot of chatter, a lot of people talking, which was not something that I really liked seeing or hearing, because I was in the micromanaging style. And when I opened the door, the only thing that I saw was people just running around. It was chaos. And I said, "Well, what did he do? I leave for a weekend, I only leave for a few days, and then when I come back, this person they have destroyed everything that I've worked hard for over these past couple of weeks." But then I had to listen. And when I sat back and I listened, I noticed that they motivated each other. They were motivating each other. They were giving each other just great advice. "Here's how you do this. Sir, do you need help with this? Sir, we need to work on this. Sir, can I help you?" I said, something's wrong. Why couldn't I get that response out of them? And I see my trainer, he's walking up and down the aisle, and I'm looking at him, he looks at me, and he continues doing what he's doing. But here's the other thing that I see him getting down and helping them perform certain tasks, taking a step back and explaining different techniques. And while I'm sitting back, taking all of this in, I started to reflect on my training. I started to think back on all of the classes that I had gone through. I started to think back on all of the tools that people had given me to put in my toolbox that I thought I didn't need because my way was better. Not only did he get everything done in a phenomenal amount of time, but at the same time, my guys were motivated. And it seemed like their motivation went through the roof. So after everything was done, we got them in the hallway to get them down to class. And I said, "Sir, what did you do? Because what you did in a weekend, I've been working on doing in 2 weeks." And he said, "Nick, I didn't do anything different. There was nothing that I did different. But what I did do was I changed the leadership style of what you had going." He said that was fine when they first got here. The micromanaging was fine when they first got here. But Nick, you have to change your style. They can't come together as a team if you don't change. He showed me the democratic leadership style. The democratic leadership style is one that is preferred by most organizations. It is the leadership style that is preferred by most companies. It is also a great leadership style in a household. Because this leadership style allows people to provide their ideas, to be innovative, to be creative. And when they were able to speak their mind and find ways to make things go a lot faster while still keeping the standard and raising the standard, that was the opportunity that he gave them. And what I found out was that when he had his meetings at night, he was asking them, "What do you guys think about this procedure? How can we make this better? What could we have done to make the day better?" And instead of him giving them the instructions, they were providing their own ideas and ways to make things better. He took the micromanaging out and said, "Guys, these are some things that we need to do. These are some things that we can incorporate into the processes to make these tasks better than what they are." Ladies and gentlemen, the democratic leadership process or the democratic leadership style is something that will elevate your teams to the next level if you utilize it correctly. Now, I'm not saying that the democratic leadership style is the best and only style to use, because it's not, because you will have to go back to the autocratic leadership style at certain times, especially when your team gets out of hand or when you're missing deadlines. So many things can happen. But what I am saying is that the democratic leadership style promotes an environment to where people want to be there. People want to come to work happy every single day. And while they're at work, their performance goes through the roof. And with the performance going through the roof, what else happens? Higher revenues, higher performance, higher sales. The numbers, the percentages, everything goes to a positive state. And during that time, once it was getting close to their training, because after I adopted the democratic leadership style and their performance went through the roof, at the end of their training, I said, "Hey, what can we do differently?" They said, "Sir, why don't you give us a chance to prove what we are capable of?" And I said, "Okay, I will take you up on your challenge." these same individuals took tasks on their own with very minimal supervision and created other processes, other procedures, and they built other things to pass along to the next class that was coming through. Well, Nick, what did you do? I gave them free reign. Free reign leadership, some people may call it laissez-faire, which is not all the way recommended for a lot of people. But here's the thing. Here is the positive of free reign leadership. It allows those people who do not need everyone all in their business, or let's say all in their Kool-Aid. It allows them to work on specific tasks and to focus on those tasks. What a lot of leaders fail to do is follow up. Because with any type of leadership style, there's always a follow-up. But the free reign leadership style allows people to go out, be innovative, be creative. But the leader still has to follow up with them. One, it makes them realize that they are important and that the task that they're given is not just to be given to them to keep them busy, but reminding them of how important it is, and that they keep their focus while doing the task. When people understand that they are left alone, but still held accountable, and still realize that they have value, even though they're doing things on their own, they will stay focused. But Nick, which one of these leadership styles do I use? You use every last one of them. Every last one of them. Why? Because you want to blend these leadership styles together. One person in the group, just because you have an entire group who is phenomenal, you may have one person who is not getting things done the way they need to get done. So you may have to be more of an autocratic leader to that person. Well, you have another person who have already proven themselves that they can take a task and do remarkable, just incredible things with that. You give them the opportunity of free reign. And if you have a group that you have people from different areas that are coming together to provide something that they can turn into something amazing, something phenomenal, you promote it through the democratic leadership style. Ladies and gentlemen, if you utilize these leadership styles and then reach out to the others, the transformational, the transactional leadership styles, all of these different leadership styles will help you turn an organization into something that you have never seen before. Something so amazing that you will want to know why I didn't do this before. And then you will set the standard for others to follow. Be the leader that creates the vision and influence and inspire others to want to follow and contribute to that vision. If you follow this, you will be successful. Once again, I'm Nicholas Jiles with 180 Leadership Coaching, and I want to thank Dr. Elizabeth Carter again for allowing me to speak on the Elevate Your Value Summit. Thank you.